I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahushai Bahasham Ha Rakah Kodash, double honors unto our apostle elders, which rule great millstone well, and shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure unto the end. Shalom wa abababal. So this is Psalm 9, verse 1. It says, to the chief musician upon Muthlabin, a psalm of David, of our King David. I will praise thee, O Yahweh, with my whole heart, which is the mind. I will show forth all thy marvelous works, which he was a prophet. I will be glad and rejoice in thee. I will sing praise to thy name, O thou most high, Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai, and he came in a lifetime as King Solomon, the son of King David. It says in verse 3, when mine enemies are turned back, they shall fall and perish at thy presence. All right, so it says in the NLT version, my enemies retreated, they staggered and died when you appeared. Okay? And this is going to happen for the elect, right? When the enemy come in like a flood, they will meet their fate. It says in verse 4, for thou hast maintained my right and my cause, for our right and our cause is with Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai. Thou sattest in the throne judging right, which the Lord judges the righteous, and he shall destroy the wicked. Thou hast rebuked the heathen, the other nations. Thou hast destroyed the wicked, the Edomite, the so-called white man today. Thou hast put out their name forever and ever. And they know this. This is why the devil is coming down with great wrath, knowing that he had but a short time. It's in Wisdom of Solomon 2. And as you can see in verse 1, for the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. I'm going to jump down. It says, let's see. Yeah, verse 4. It says, and our names shall be forgotten in time, because they're going to be made extinct after 1,000 years of slavery. And no man shall have our works in remembrance. No one will remember what an Edomite was after their extinction. The only thing that will remain is America, which will be a desert. And it will be a memorial to the judgment of what happens to the ungodly. All right. And it won't be known as America. It'll be a desert with no name. It says, and no man shall have our works in remembrance, and our life shall pass away as the trace of a cloud, meaning you won't even know it was there, right? When a cloud goes by, like yesterday over our head, it was cloudy and then it became sunny, and as soon as the sun came out, you forgot that it was cloudy. So that's what's going to happen to Esau. Once they're destroyed, we're not even going to really think about them, all right? It says, and our life shall pass away as the trace of a cloud, and shall be dispersed as a mist that is driven away with the beams of the sun, and overcome with the heat thereof, because their future is nuclear destruction. All right. And America is going to become a desert with no name. Okay. So this is what's going to happen to Esau. And this is why he's coming down with great wrath, knowing that he had but a short time. And after this, he will be remembered no more. It's Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them, which is talking about us, the hopeful elect of Israel, which we meditate on these scriptures, which tell us of the kingdom of heaven. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, because there's going to be a nuclear war. For the devil, the so-called white race, the Edomites, is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time to exist, let alone rule. Okay? This is once again why they're doing what they're doing today in 2025, which today is Friday, September 19th, 2025, the year that we hope for judgment, the destruction of the wicked, and the salvation of the righteous. It says in Psalm 9, verse 5, Thou hast rebuked the heathen, Thou hast destroyed the wicked, Thou hast put out their name forever and ever, which we will not remember the name of Edom. O thou enemy, destructions are come to a perpetual end, and thou hast destroyed cities. Their memorial is perished with them, which the Lord prophesied that this would happen to Mount Seir in Ezekiel 35. Ezekiel 35. It says in verse 1, Moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir. Mount Seir is the original home of the Edomite, which you get Petra, and prophesy against it, which today Mount Seir is America. All right, and prophesy against it, which we're prophesying against Mount Seir, which is America, and the king of Babylon, which is the Edomites, which they have their glove, which is Trump. All right. And we're telling them how their so-called great country is going to end. It's going to end by nuclear destruction. So they want to destroy us for our testimony because it's true. As they say, the truth hurts. All right. And they're coming down with great wrath. That's why they're making these deals, just like Trump going to UK and eating the dinner with the King Charles. All right, and if you watch those speeches that they gave, they were telling you that they're about to bring out that implantable microchip, the mark of the beast, and make it mandatory for buying and selling. So we're very close to the end of the so-called white race. It says in verse 3, And say unto it, Thus saith the supreme power Yahweh, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate, because their kingdom is going to be turned into a desert America by nuclear fire, and their actual name, them, are going to be extinct. All right, after 1,000 years of slavery, they're going to be gone. There will be no more so-called Caucasians. It says in verse 4, I will lay thy cities waste, meaning he's going to turn their great city, America, into a desert, and thou shalt be desolate. There will be no more Edomites. And thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the sons of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, and in the time that their iniquity had an end. So instead of letting us go back into our land and telling us that we're the Israelites, they lied to us and say that we're nothing. We're Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, and that they're the real Jew when they are not. They're counterfeits. All right, so the Lord's going to destroy you and avenge us. Shalom to the elect wa abababal.